Good morning. Happy Sunday. I'm going to wait for my little bat signal. I am feeling good this morning. I have no idea what's going to happen this morning. There's the bat signal. Naming it May the Shift Be With You this morning. Let's go to the playground. Let's have some fun. Let's see how many friends we can gather. It's early to me. I had a very, very, very active night. Both physically and dream-wise. My dreams were crazy last night. So I don't know who's here. Say hello. Good morning, good morning. Glad that you joined me. Waiting for my gang, my friends, to come to the playground. Let's have some fun this morning. I don't know about you guys, but the energy has shifted. There's a big, hi Carol, there's a big shift over the planet. It feels like this morning I woke up to it and everything feels different again. So I don't know if you guys are feeling it. Good morning, Annie7. I don't know if you guys are feeling the shift of energy, but it feels lighter to me. It feels like somehow we've crossed into a new reality almost. My reality has made a shift. So I hope that you guys are feeling that today. It's really, really an interesting. We've been talking about this for a month, maybe longer. This sense of what did we use? We had a certain phrase. If you guys have been watching, you know, the sense of moving from one reality to the next, like the matrix is melting in front of us, and we're just kind of going through it. So no matter, I feel like politically, no matter what anybody thought should happen, whatever's going on politically, we have to rise above it. There is a shift on the planet. There's a lot of competing energy still. So we're still stuck in a little bit of this, but I feel like we're getting a lot of angelic help. I feel like all of a sudden my clairs have been crazy opening up. I laid down at night, I close my eyes and things just start rolling out. So I'm just seeing everything. Hi Ruth Bradford, good morning. Nice to see you this morning. I see you guys popping in. Hi Carol. So Carol Ann and Carol, good morning. So what we've been talking about is the shift is with you. Deborah, good morning. Good afternoon. This sense of everything has changed during the night. So it's bringing about a shift in our abilities. It's bringing about a more drastic, like all of a sudden it's like, oh gosh, my clairs are really, and Carol Ann, I know that you and I have already had a conversation. So I think it's important that we talk about that this morning, that as we're moving into this new energy, today feels like this huge, like a planetary shift, as if we have moved into a new energy, I can't even describe it. And I think it's going to take us some getting used to again. But don't let fear come in. That's the important message this morning, is whatever is going on, it's for our good. It's for the good of humanity. And so please, yes, I'm hearing. It's like, oh, okay, they're rolling in. Please don't be afraid. Please call out for help. Please reach out. They're so close to us right now. They're so close. So if you pay attention, you'll know, you can feel it. I had an experience over the past 24 hours, and I think I'm going to write about it. But this little group here that's right now, I would like to know, Christina, good morning. I think that when we are gifted in the way that we're gifted, we will spend a lot of time, as little children, we feel different, we don't fit in. As we get older, sometimes we shut down. I know many people who have shut down, and one in particular I was talking to yesterday who actually has a fear. When I get deeply into, I'm going to sneeze because I've been sneezing for 2 days because the heat's running, and I apologize, it's going to happen. There's too much dust in the air. Maybe it won't. For so long, we're special, we're different, and we have had to hide ourselves. We really had to hide ourselves because people don't understand the magic, the whatever you want to call it, the giftedness. They don't get it. And so there's still people coming out of the woodwork that have been hiding their abilities, and there's still many, many more that are still hiding. So afternoon, Hope, glad to see you. So we're slowly working on creating connections. We're slowly working on helping people, coaxing them out, helping them to not feel so afraid. So the conversation that I had yesterday, sometimes I really feel as if, like, as my abilities keep heightening, keep getting more and more powerful in some way, in some way, and I don't fully, my ego does not fully understand this energy that courses through me. I really don't fully understand. It's a matter of releasing fear and releasing the ability to the need to figure it out. It's like, just, can you just be in it? Can you just be? And I'm trying to learn how to do that. Sometimes I'm in a situation where I'm trying to explain it because I still have that egoic part of me that says, "Oh, if I could only make people understand, then, ooh, big energy. If I could only make people understand," I just had a big shift myself. Then maybe we could get moving. Like, it feels as if we hit a brick wall. I don't know if you guys are feeling that too. It's like there's so many people. I'm dealing with a family who is very gifted, but has decided that it's some kind of evil or black magic or something. Some members of my own family can be like that too. And so it's difficult for me because I only love. This is like, I'm just a big love bug. I've been that way for a long time. And it hurts for me to be judged negatively like that, like there's something that I'm doing wrong. And so if I let myself go into that energy like there's something wrong with me, it'll hold me back. And I'm seeing more people, a lot of people like that, that they feel we're becoming more and more gifted. Our abilities are really becoming heightened right now. And so we've got things going on that we don't understand. And there's so many that are waking up right now, but they're walking around like, what in the world is wrong with me? My sensitivities, I'm so like, I'm hearing things, I'm seeing things, what's going on? It can be very scary for those who don't have anyone to turn to as they're waking up. I know I was one of them. I had no idea. I was like, what in the world is going on? I don't, my biggest wake up call, and this is why I want to bring this up, my biggest wake up call to the idea that something was different with me was in my early 40s when suddenly, now I had felt a little bit of it earlier in life, I can remember, but my heart just went wide open. And I was feeling energies out, and I had no idea. It was like I was falling in love, but I couldn't figure out who I was falling in love with. I was like, what is that? That's how I experience spirit, is through this love that's impossible to describe. And so when I try to describe it, I can't, but it comes at me in waves out of nowhere. And sometimes when I'm working with someone, if I see someone, I don't even have to be doing a session. In earlier days especially, and still now, I would see someone that was sick and I would just point some energy in that direction, and I would feel this huge love well up inside of me and go out. It was like the angels would start channeling through me before I even knew what I was doing. And it comes back to that line that I said a couple weeks ago. We were moving mountains long before we knew we could. We've been gifted this way. We came into the world like this. We just didn't know what we were doing. I still sometimes don't know what I'm doing. I still don't. I just know that I get slammed with energy, this love energy often, and I don't really know. And I'm learning. Those of you who've had sessions with me, it's like I'm learning just like you are. When things happen, I'm like, did you see that? You see what I just did, or what the angels just did, or how did that happen, or how did we connect like that? In classes, I'm learning with you. We are our own, like when we decide, when we're given the push to teach, it's like the angels are like, yeah, you're going to learn from this. And I'm like, okay, how often do you teach? And then you learn from teaching. You get better at that skill because you've been teaching. So it's like this two-sided thing. We're always students, we're always teachers, and we're learning. And the more that we're doing this, the more we're willing to put ourselves out there, the more that we're willing to reach out. So many times I would say, well, I can't do that. I can't have sessions with people. I don't really fully understand it, so I don't want to do it. I can't do it. And that's a fallacy. That's a false truth. The truth is that it's completely innate. My heart knows what it needs to do. My whatever, my soul, my higher self knows what needs to happen. My ego knows, that has learned to step aside. That's the biggest key here. Teaching the ego to step aside, to say, okay, go take a little rest, ego. I don't really need all that clatter in my head right now. I have to do something. I have a job to do that I came here to do. And allowing yourself to move into that energy of your higher self, making the shift. May the shift be with you. You make that shift, and it is easier now than it's ever been. That's the truth. We are more and more and more supported all the time. It feels as if we've come through something this past month. We've all been really fighting energetically, through illness, through depression, through so many things. We've been working our way through lifting those old energies that are stuck inside of us from maybe past lives, from generations, from ancestors, from soul contracts. There's so much. But we've been working so much. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Isabel. Deborah, I see you. Hidden from it as I didn't particularly like having it. Now I'm older, I'm trying to accept it. Exactly. Because it's through accepting it. Hi, Tammy. It's through accepting it that that it's like the red carpet. I just saw a red carpet just rolls right out. I don't think, I've been fighting with myself for a while, and all day yesterday playing around with it. Like, I can't go back. I tried to explain this yesterday to this person who's very important to me. I can't go back to that old me. I can't go back to the person that just was a housewife, a mother, an employee. I had all these titles. But I wasn't me. That was just my ego. I hadn't fully found the truth of me. And I think that once you do, I don't know that we can turn back. I think that once that door opens, we begin to feel our own divinity, and there's no way to stop that from rolling. We can slow it down. We can get occupied. We're really good. Humanity, we're really good at being distracted. I've been distracted many times. I've been kept from whatever this is. I've been kept from it, slowed down maybe. There's no way to keep it from growing. So, and I feel like we're all in that boat together. So, no turning back. Exactly. There's no turning back. Once we decide that we're ready to open that door, it's like we receive the keys. The key is laid in your hand. The door opens up, and there's no closing that door anymore. We can kind of ignore it sometimes. We can make a lot of noise. We can do whatever and try to pretend that we're not actually having this experience, but the truth is, once we experience, and the only way, I tried to explain it last night, the only way that I can describe it, I'm looking away because I have to see if I can feel this out. I really feel like it really opened up. I experienced it back in my 40s, but when Steve died, it was like, because it was such a traumatic event for me, because it hurt so much, it blew me wide open. I didn't shut down. I opened up even more, because it wasn't the death. It wasn't his death that opened me up. It was his illness that opened me up. It was those last few weeks. Oh, there it comes. It was those last few weeks of him being ill and me saying, I gotta find a way. I gotta find a way to keep him with me. Now, I was trying too hard to control the situation. I shouldn't have been. Understanding now better that his leaving was what really put me on this path. He stepped aside from me. Now I can understand it. Then I just was desperate to save him. And in that desperation, that was part of this whole plan. In my desperation, I hit the floor and I started seeking and calling on whatever powers could come through me to heal him. And it opened me up. So can you see where these things that are going on the planet now, all this illness and disease and unrest and all these things, have the opportunity to have a massive humanity awakening of humanity, massive. More and more and more and more people are going through these traumatic events, and we've got so much more help, because don't believe that those many people who are dying, they're light workers too. They're just because we cross over doesn't mean we stop working. We are actually more powerful once we step out of the physical form. So when they step out of their physical form, they're staying close to those that they love. They're opening up their hearts. They're allowing them to feel source energy. That's the most beautiful part of it all. When Steve died, he stayed close. He came back in. And when he did, I was like, wow, this is the love that I felt when I was first looking for him, and I couldn't figure out where it's coming from, multiplied by 1 billion. I can't describe it. It takes my breath away. And I don't know what it is, and I don't know why. Sometimes in my small self, I'm like, why am I allowed to experience this? I don't understand it, except not accept, but, but's a better word. But I'm thankful and I'm grateful, more than I could ever even say, because we are all, so many of us are having this opportunity to experience what it's like to step out of physical form while still in the physical body, ascended masters. We're learning how to be ascended masters. I've said this before, and I hope people are hearing that. I heard it a long time ago, a few years ago, before I really even knew anything about it. That whole ascended masters thing. I'm like, no way. No, that's Jesus. That's, like we could name off these Saint Germain, we could name off these ascended masters, and we believe that they're so much more powerful, so different, so much more special than we are. And the truth is that they're not. The truth is they're just like us. We all have that opportunity. We do. In this time, we have the opportunity to be just like them. So, and carry that same energy through to the world. We're ascended masters still walking the planet, able to feel what it's like to be on the other side, and yet still walking here somewhere in the middle, somewhere in this limbo state of realizing our own miraculous divinity, and yet still dealing with everyday life. That's the message today. I hope that if you're experiencing that confusion, it is very confusing to us, because why are we different? What is this? Why do we feel different from everyone else? What is this huge love? I hope that I'm not the only one when I come here. Please tell me that there are others that feel this. It takes my breath away, love. It's like, I don't need Christmas, and I don't really need to fall in love. I don't need any of that, because I have it. It's that realization that we don't have to go outside of ourselves to find joy, to find love, that it's already, it's us. We are innately, we are love. The truth of who we are is one big pool of love, bottomless pool. It never ends. And when we open up to that, when we turn that key and we open it up, we are then on the path, or maybe already ascended masters. We're already there, because we're already experiencing our own eternal divinity while we're still in physical form. And not everyone can do that. And that's sad to say, but it's just the truth. Some of us came through, ancient souls came through with the ability. I'm not saying that everyone couldn't do it. I'm saying that most won't. Most are afraid. Most are baby souls. I just unplugged my light again, sorry. Most are baby souls. Most can't allow themselves to go to that place. Not only will they not allow themselves, they can't realize that they could do it. It's like the Matrix all over again. You got all these, beings on the planet, and they're doing their thing, and there's a few. There's just a few that suddenly wake up to the fact that they're so much more than they thought that they were. And that's you. If you're watching this right now, you're right there with me. It's pretty miraculous. I've run a lot of people off. I know it's scary. But are you willing to take that challenge? Are you willing to allow yourself to be the truth of who you are while in physical form? Are you willing? And once you are willing, once you are willing to allow that, can you step out of fear and not be afraid that people are gonna, I don't know how successful I am at stepping out of the fear that people are going to judge me. The most beautiful thing that I've realized, though, is as I step out of that fear, as I allow myself for the first time in physical form to become, to be who I really am, not to become, just be is a better word, to just be me fully without wearing that cloak. The more I allow myself to be that way, I'm not being threatened like I was afraid of. There isn't a threat. It's like I'm fully protected. Instead, it's the opposite. People come out of the woodwork. They're like, wait a minute, why do I feel this energy when I watch your videos or when I speak to you? And they'll do it to you too. When you carry the energy of your own divinity, people experience God through you, source energy through you. They are drawn to your energy because you are tapping into the most powerful resource there ever could be. It's a love that's stronger than any of us could ever even imagine while in physical form. We search for it. From the time that we come here, we're always looking. People are always looking for love, mostly looking for love in all the wrong places. That song was so true. We're always looking for it in the wrong places. And when we suddenly turn that key and realize that that love is within us and it's bottomless, we don't have to look anywhere for it, then we change completely. It's like then we begin to transform. Our outward appearance changes. People see us differently. People respond to us differently. We get in the flow. I noticed that the other night. I was like, oh, we can come back out of the flow. Trust me. But I noticed the other night, I was like, oh, wait a minute. I'm back in the flow again. I can feel it. Somehow I have pushed myself through the blooper reel this morning. Somehow I've pushed myself through enough healing this last month, 2 months, to get myself back to that place where no matter what's going on around me, physically, my spirit is just perfectly in the flow, right where it needs to be. And I can feel that. You'll feel it. You'll feel that shift when you suddenly fall back into the river and you're not paddling to go upstream, but you're just allowing it to take you to the most beautiful places. So why don't we do that? It's already after 10. Why don't we go? Why don't we just fall in that river together today? Let's see if we can't move ourselves into perfect alignment, allowing our egos to release that lower vibrational energy. It's been a rough month, you guys. I know it's been a very rough month. It's been a lot of upheavals, and I know that not everyone is happy with things that are going on in the world right now. I feel a much lighter energy on the planet, and I'm thankful for this shift. And it's higher, it's more. I'm not putting my faith in politicians. I'm putting my faith in this higher divinity, the angels, the guides. Look above it. Be above it. Be the observer. Just look down. Just look down and realize we're expanding and we're growing and we're changing. And even though under the surface down there on the ground, people are still running around like a bunch of ants in an anthill trying to figure everything out, carrying, sugar from the kitchen back and forth. They just keep working. They just, little worker ants, just keep going, spinning their wheels, thinking that that's the only thing that they got. And then there's those who are waking up more and more and more every day to their divinity. And that is making the shift. That's the shift that I'm talking about. The divinity that is moving across the planet, creating this energy of love like a tidal wave. And each one of us creating those ripples that are getting bigger and bigger and bigger until it doesn't matter anymore what everyone else is doing. We're just standing here going, but. I had that argument with someone yesterday. It was like all in fear and all in like, oh, what's going on? And it wasn't really an argument, but it was like a debate, maybe a short debate. Like, no, but this is going on. And I'm like, but I look above it. That's okay. You can, if that's not what you choose to see, that's okay. But there's more. There's so much more going on than what we can see with our two physical eyes. And it's important to remember that there's so much more so that we can step out of the fear and know that our angels are so close right now. Carol, you know that. Carol Ann. Our angels are so close around us. They're gathering. They're gathering for this huge planetary shift. I love that energy when they throw it through. Thank you. So let's go ahead. I'm going to grab a quick drink of water. Today's Sunday. I got that reverend status. I'm going to be the church lady today, aren't I? Let's go ahead and get our feet down. Let's meditate together for a few minutes. Let's pull in this power so that you can experience, if you're not already, experience this beautiful shift that's taking place right now. Oh, there's so much heat right now. It used to be when I would feel this heat, I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know what is wrong with me. And now I'm like, oh, the angels are here. I'm on fire. And that's good. Come on in, angels. Bring the healing. Bring the shift. I just realized something that happened last night too with that heat. Beautiful. So I want you to go ahead and put your feet on the floor. Ground yourself. Let's imagine those roots going deeply into the earth from your feet, because today the energy is so beautiful that I'm afraid you're going to fly right off into outer space. Hi, Lauren. Carol, I wonder where I would be if I had not shut it all down in my 20s. Yeah, it's hard to know. It's hard to know. I shut it down too. I was coming at it from a different direction when I was in my 20s, and I shut it down, and I made a real mess of my life. So here we are. It's time. We can't look back and worry about what would have happened had we done something differently when we were younger. All we have to know is now is the time. Now the energy is right. Now we can do this. Now there's no stopping it. It's like this huge tidal wave. So I'm grateful and thankful for you, Carol Ann, for all of you, for all of us working together to change, to shift the energy on the planet. We're doing our job, just like we always think, oh, the angels are here to help us. They're here to help us. They're kneeling before you. Remember, you are the same as them, that you have power, that you came here to channel this beautiful energy into the earth so that we're creating this change. It's time. Oh my gosh, we have come to this. Humanity has come to this before, and it's always gotten thwarted. It's not being thwarted anymore. We're all becoming such a beautiful team. So let's see ourselves as that team here for a few minutes. Taking a big breath. Calling in all the angels. We're calling in Archangel Michael for sure first, bringing protection. Can you feel that? Wrapping himself around each one of us, around our homes, around our loved ones. Calling in Archangel Raphael for healing for anyone who needs. Kuan Yin is here. I see all of us standing in a circle, and I see each one of us, all the way around us are miles of angels. They're absolutely surrounding us, coming in. They continue to come in. I couldn't count them. There's no way to count how many angels are surrounding us right now. So allow your higher self to join me in that beautiful circle if you haven't already. Take a big breath, giving permission to the higher self to be present and accounted for this morning. And I want you to feel what it's like to be. Allow yourself to feel that angelic energy behind you, all around you, surrounded by love, nothing but love. Complete acceptance, no judgment, just love. To the best of your ability, just breathe it into your heart. So beautiful. I'm not going to talk for a minute because I feel that energy and I want you to experience it, not through my words, but through what it feels like. Kind of takes your breath away, doesn't it? That's how loved you are. You are so loved. You don't need to keep looking outside. It's okay to spread that love around. It's okay to love those pets. It's okay to love your significant others. It's okay to love your children, your families, those soul family members. We share it out, don't we? But that love comes from a big well within the heart. And when it opens, there's no closing it. You have the ability to channel this love into the planet. It's the way that you're wired. Just accept it. I don't know that they're going to take us anywhere today. It's like we're standing in the middle of this ocean of angel. I want you to just for a moment, you're standing there. Picture yourself standing there. There's angels all around all of us. It's all the way, we're in a circle, and they're all around, just miles of angels circling us, coming in to say thank you, gratitude, love. And I want you to just fall back into them without even thinking. Just surrender to the idea that you have beautiful angels behind you always. They never leave. See yourself falling backwards as they catch you. And they're lifting you up. It's like in a big concert. They're lifting you up above them, and they're passing you gently, passing you around, lifting you up, letting you know how loved you are, how supported you are. Can you see yourself? Most beautiful. Just being passed around. Passed around. You're lighter than a feather. Those angels are just lifting you up, allowing you to feel your own divinity today. How much they appreciate you, how hard you're working. They're so patient with you and so loving and always there, and there's no judgment. They're trying to tell you that every time you push them away, every time you think that you're not good enough, they're still there. They can only go as far away as you hold them away. As long as your arms are, that's as far away as they go. They're always there. And I feel that big love energy in my heart right now. Wow. So let's call in source energy. Let's call in source. As you're just floating around in angelic energy, feel free to just enjoy that, please. And source is coming down through and right over the top of your head, through every one of your chakras, flushing them out. I see your Merkaba. And down into your crown. And there's physical healing. It's bringing, this energy is coming through like a river of gold right down through your crown, your third chakra, or your third eye. That's what I meant to say. I can feel that energy coming right down over the crown. Now I want you to accept this insulation they're bringing to us today. It feels as if they're pouring it right over the outside of you. So there's this beautiful insulating golden angelic energy that's coming down to protect you from this world and from the energies that have been affecting you so greatly. It's like an insulation. If you're willing to accept that, just say yes and just say, okay, I'm in it. And just let it pour down, flushing out through every one of your chakras, pouring down around the outside, giving you this beautiful, like a quilt of protection. Healing as it goes. Perfect. Right down through the throat. It's like a burning sensation. Ugh, it makes you want to yawn. If you can feel that, I hope you can. Wow, the throat's just on fire right now. Some of you really need some clearing that throat chakra. So be open, relax your body, allow it to come on through. Down into the heart. Nice. Still some of you back there in that throat. I still feel some heat there. It's okay. The healing always continues after we go through this whole process. You'll still receive. You'll continue as long as you're willing. There we go. Opening up the throat. Lots of energy in the heart. Take a big breath. We're kind of meeting each other in that ocean of angels. I just saw us, like as we come in close, we touch each other's hands, and then we just keep on getting lifted. It's a very beautiful experience. Feel yourself being lifted by millions of angels this morning. And as it moves down through the heart, down into the solar plexus, clearing away all the clutter, releasing old soul contracts, cutting, severing any cords or attachments that are not your own, anything that is not here for your highest of good, to the highest extent possible. Whatever can be released, whatever can be removed from your aura, from your whole beingness, if it's not there for your highest of good, if it's time to release it, even if you don't know what it is. It can be curses on the family line, old ancestral energy, it could be old karma, it could be soul contracts, cords and attachments to those loved ones that we are ready to release with love. Whatever it is, letting go so that you can just be fully in your own energy for a little while. Just be you, no one else. Down into that solar plexus, clearing away all of those disbeliefs, all those things that people have been telling you that's so much baloney. Let it go. Let it go. Make space. We're expanding. Make space for this beautiful expansion by letting go. Down into the second. Clearing away all that clutter. Letting go. Please feel as if you are letting go of old energy that no longer serves you from past relationships. We're letting go of the need to please, the need to try to be good enough, the need to hide ourselves. Release that. It's okay to let yourself shine. When you were little, people might have said things to you about you weren't good enough or pretty enough or smart enough or whatever they said. People tell us all kinds of lies. We're releasing all that because you are. You are that you are that you are. You are everything that you need to be. You don't need to try to be any more than you already are because you're everything. Perfect. I felt some nice shifts of energy. It's like an opening to the womb. There's this beautiful sense of motherhood, of being held and cradled when we open that second chakra. And down into the root. Somebody's got some healing going on in the head as we're going through this. It's distracting me. I feel it over my left eyebrow, down into the head, into the skull, into the brain, into the eyes, sinuses, nervous system, everything, brain cells, the ears. Keep on breathing. The energy just continues to move. See yourself floating around on angelic energy for as long as you like. The energy has come down through the root and is going down your legs, all the way down into your feet and into the earth through those beautiful roots that stretch. Just push those roots down as deeply as you want. I'm going all the way to the core of the earth. And as that energy goes to the core, it's all recycled and it comes back up. Feel it in your hands, feel it in your feet. Do you have chakras there too? Clearing, 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 pushing through any blocks, cords, attachments. It's all just being thrown off now. Nothing can stick to you. It's all gone. All of that negative, dark, heavy energy lifting away, allowing you to sit up straighter, allowing you to feel your own energy, feel your own power, feel your divinity. So as you do that, pull that higher self back. Those angels are holding you up. You pull yourself back into your heart. Your ego is all nice and calm and easy now. You're so clear that your higher self comes in as you breathe. And your higher self pulls your ego into perfect alignment. You've got this parallel energy now. You can still be you. It's okay to be you. Be that beautiful personality that you are, but let yourself shine. Let that beautiful higher self. Plug yourself in as often as possible. I'm going to try just keeping myself plugged in. I don't want to go back to just ego. I want to keep my higher self. I want to be able to hear the wisdom, feel that beautiful love coursing through me at all times. Okay, take a big breath into the heart. Wow, beautiful. We're perfectly protected. Angels staying with you, healing as long as needed. You can keep them with you all day if you like, and all night, however long. Just call on them. They're always there. They're always surrounding you, lifting you up. And energy's still flowing beautifully. So as you go away from this today, please know that they're staying. It's not going. I think we're just going to continue to bathe in angelic energy today. I hope that you enjoy that. Just feeling the bliss. Enjoy that today. When you're ready, you can start to come back up out. And if you don't want to, you go lay down and enjoy the bliss as long as you like. I love you guys so much. Happy Sunday. Enjoy your beautiful Sunday, whatever it is that you choose to do. I hope your weather is decent enough so that you can get out and enjoy nature. Do something special for you today. Love you. You're the only you that you got. I love you. Thank you, Carol. I'm so glad. I'm glad that you felt that. Please enjoy these angels. They sure are enjoying you. They're enjoying the fact that you're here. They are loving you at all times, lifting you up, bringing you peace. You're welcome, Deborah. I love you guys so much. I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Anybody wants to have a meeting for Operation Joy, let me know. Go on to Operation Joy, let me know. We can squeeze one in today. Sunny but windy. That's okay. Get out there in that sunshine and absorb it for a little bit. I was standing in the cold. The ground is cold this morning, but Zachary needed to get out for a minute, so I went out there barefoot and stood on the earth, and I got gifted with some earth energy. Earth energy. Just enjoy it to the best of your ability. You're welcome, Deborah. Take good care of yourselves today. Reach out if you need to. I'm always around. We'll talk to you soon.